Hey, I'm Nate with the Petzl Technical Institute. In this video, we're going to take a look at the proper setup and use of the EJECT friction saver used as a secondary belay system while dismantling a tree. Arborists performing cutting operations must use two independent belay systems. In this situation, I'm using the Xeon positioning lanyard as my primary belay system. I'm also using the EJECT choked around the trunk of the tree. To set this up, pass the strap of the EJECT around the trunk of the tree and feed it through the adjuster, clipping it back to the gated attachment point on the EJECT. Once clipped, move the adjuster until the strap is tightly choked against the trunk of the tree. This will serve as my secondary belay system, as well as an evacuation system if needed. So this configuration presents two potential risks to the arborist. If the EJECT is established too low and there's a fair amount of distance between the primary and the secondary system, any failure or accidental cutting of the primary system could produce a significant fall distance, potentially exposing the climber to an impact force greater than 6 kilonewtons. The second consideration is if the EJECT is positioned too high, the arborist could potentially simultaneously cut both the primary and the secondary system. Therefore, the arborist must choose between these two risks when establishing the EJECT. Once I've made my cut and I'm ready to descend, I can lower out of my primary system until my weight is fully moved onto the EJECT. Once weighted on the EJECT and the zigzag, I can remove my Xeon lanyard and descend to my next cutting location. Once established at my next cutting location, I can reinstall my Xeon for my primary belay system and retrieve the EJECT. Once I have the EJECT, I can reinstall it and repeat the process like before. These are just a few tips on how to use the EJECT. For more information, please visit petzl.com.